The SM Graveyard, the most neglected dungeon of the 4 instances found inside this grand monastery. Although there are a few unique quests, rare spawns, and rare BOE items that only appear in this wing of Scarlet Monastery. Check out this quick reference sheet to familiarize yourself with the level ranges of these dungeons. The graveyard consists of elite mobs levels 30 to 33 and bosses level 32 to 34. Unfortunately for the Alliance, there are no quests available, but for the Horde, you have 2 quests to complete in this dungeon. The first and easiest one is Varel's Revenge, which begins from Varel Singuts inside the instance. The second quest up for completion is Hearts of Zeal, which is a chain quest that begins from Master Apothecary Farinel in the Undercity. You must first have completed the quest Going Guano in Razorfang Crawl, which again begins from Farinel. Although if you don't do RFK beforehand, don't sweat it, this quest only rewards experience. Now let's look at the bosses and loot in this instance. There are normally just 2 bosses in a run, but there's always the chance for 3 different rare spawns to show up during your dungeon run. And I'm not sure about the frequency of these spawns, but they have some super valuable loot you may want to score, say if you're just sitting around waiting for a member or 2 to get to SM for your other dungeon run. Remember, this instance can easily be completed with 3 or 4 people, which is super nice, giving you something to do instead of just waiting around. First up, Interrogation Vicious. He's immolating his captives and punching and poking them with torture weapons. He drops either a pair of bloody brass knuckles or the oh so rare torturing poker. You can kill this guy in like 3 minutes of entering the dungeon, so for the rogue, it's worth just sticking your head in here real fast. The last boss, Bloodmage Thalnos, has an arsenal of fire abilities, and if you can get by his shadow bolts, he drops some cloth shoulders and a super freaking sweet offhand weapon for casters and healers alike. Now let's look at those 3 rare spawns. I'm almost positive all 3 of these guys show up in the courtyard somewhere. An Iron Spine, he can be in any of the 4 corners of the grass and rewards your group with either a ring loaded with agility and strength, a mailed chest piece, or a one-handed mace. The Fallen Champion normally spawns in one of these little crypts, and he drops a 2-handed sword, a cloth headpiece, and some leather gloves. Holy crap, these rare spawns drop some fat upgrades. Honestly, better than the 2 normal bosses in here. Last up on the list, Azir the Sleepless drops a necklace, a wand, and some pretty sweet pants for a warlock that increase shadow spells and effects by 10. Real quickly, take a look at the 5 different mobs in here. We've got 2 Scarlet Sentries at the entrance, a room full of Scarlet Torturers that cast Immolates, a ton of Unfettered Spirits, who if I had the official stats for the dungeon, I could tell you if they hit like a truck or not. Go ahead and make sure to check back later on these forum posts in the description. We've got some Anguished Deads, which cast a really sweet ability, Veil of Shadow. If you're not careful and you pull a large group of mobs because you think the graveyard's a walk in the park, think again, you're not getting any heals. And lastly, the Haunting Phantasm has a 2-second summon ability you're going to want to interrupt and is one of the few mobs with Detect Invisibility. Now, I don't know how many times people have tried to creep past one of these guys with an Invis Pot, or any mages for that matter, but nonetheless, it's a little bit of flavor to add to your lips in this dungeon. Now, I mentioned all these elite mobs because they all have the chance to drop one of these rare bind on equip items. Go ahead, look over the list. There may be a specific item that catches your eye. Whatever the case may be, there are a few unique blue items on this list that don't appear in any of the other 3 instances. Psych, I just checked. The graveyard actually drops BOE items that can be found in any of the other 3 instances. Although one cool thing to point out is that the Scarlet Boots, one of the 6 pieces to the Scarlet set, is a super rare drop that can drop from any of the mobs in any of the dungeons. I know, super interesting stuff. Once I have the other videos done, we can all compare and contrast these lists for all your min-maxing desires. So after reviewing the Scarlet Monastery graveyard, there's more to it than what's presented on the surface. The 3 possible rare spawns inside the dungeon should make you at least consider peeking inside for one of these rares if you have a certain item in mind. Also, like I said, if you've got a rogue in your group you want to help out before or after one of your other runs, pop in and just kill Interrogation Vicious real quick. That's all I've got for this one, guys. Make sure to check out my other videos for Scarlet Monastery in the description, as well as the corresponding forum posts for each dungeon. I appreciate all your guys' support. The comments are great, and I love bouncing ideas around and sharing memories with each other on these videos. I can't freaking wait to get in the game and start living it for real. But for now, until next time, it's your boy Graysfordays. Peace.